What's up, guys? It is Crush Starfields in the his ass. And we are here with our 2020 Lockdown Producer Challenge. And we're going to have some fun tonight. Because I got sound effects, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Shit's going to get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Alright, I'm not sure how this is going to work. I'm sort of fucking around with it. I don't even know if the vocals are even going to show up on the final product, but I'm still playing with them. Oh yeah! Feel the pain! Alright, this, what are we at? We are week 4. The Silencer. Week 4. The Silencer week. Because this week, we didn't hear shit from anyone. But we got some 4 producers this week. 4? 4 producers this week. And we're all ready to go. We're ready to go. Occlusion couldn't make it. He's postponed yet another week. We're hoping, fingers crossed, he'll be in next week. Amawani, I think, has disappeared into the night. No one's heard from him. We don't know. We don't know where he is. He could be anywhere. Hopefully he's all right. Yeah, so we got 4 producers today. We're going to hit it. Be ready for my onslaught of overused sound effects. We got so much fun. I love this shit. Yeah, let's begin this shit. The hurricanes are coming. Tornadoes. It's a tornado siren, I think. I don't know. Found it on Splice. Let's do this shit. All right. Give me a drum roll. We're going to hit it with the first producer. And we got Crush Starfields. I'm up first for the first time ever. We're going to jump into my interview. And as you know, I'm doing it now. And I'm already here. So let's do this shit. My track is called... What is my track called? I can't even remember. My track's called Night Calling. I got some vocals off Splice and I just fucking fucked around with it. Honestly, I didn't go too hard this week. I probably did it in about 3 or 4 days because I added some extra stuff in the video last week. So I was learning some stuff there. So I missed out on an extra day. But this week, I just sort of jammed it out. I don't know what you could really call this track. It's a little bit freaky deaky. It's a bit hard. It's a bit grindy. I don't know that much, but it's still fun. I got some fun chord progressions in there, and the second drop is a little bit abnormal. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Where's the sound effects? Hit me with the air horn. Yeah. So let's get this track underway, and let's hit it. This track's called Night Calling. It's by Crush Starfields, aka myself. Yeah. Here we go.
Calling.
And that was Night Calling by a Crush Starfields, aka myself. Thank you very much. And yeah, we're just gonna keep it rolling. There's not much to say about my track. It sounded a bit fucking weird to be given feedback on my own track. So we're gonna keep this ball rolling. Are you ready for the next track? Goddamn. Oh, keep that shit rolling. Drum roll, please. Hit it with the impact. Peztek's up next. Peztek? Yeah. Shit, I thought I went dyslexic there for a second. Let's hit it, Peztek. Hit us with the interview. Shabbat. Oh, we're here with Peztek on the week 4. This week, last week was Demolisher. I'm calling this week the Silencer because we heard fuck all from anyone. Everyone was so quiet this week, including myself. Right. How'd you go this week, brother?
This week was a bit different. So I decided to change. I didn't make psytrance, just so we all know. I didn't want to tell you what I was making as well. So I wanted to make something a bit different. Just let it come naturally. I wanted to make something slower so I could work on my bass a bit better. With psytrance, because it's so fast, if you're chopping stuff down, you don't give it a chance to breathe, and I tend to just cut the bass too much. And so I worked a bit slower tempo, like 126. I was originally looking at techno. It's not really techno end of the day, but I was influenced by techno. I was looking at Boris Bajek stuff. So focused more on basses. It was a lot better. Got where I wanted to be. But man, I pretty much made it. I spent the whole weekend just listening to music. So then it came Monday, I'm like, fuck, I gotta make a song.
Was it listening to music to get sort of inspiration for this track?
Yeah. I listen to a lot of different artists, and you kind of know what style you're going for or who you want to inspire you. And you listen to that for a while. Then even if you were to try and copy their style, it wouldn't even happen. A million years it wouldn't happen. It would always flow back to the way you want it to happen.
Yeah. Back to all the tricks that you know, because you learn specific little things.
I feel like I've only got so long to make it. Manipulate it.
Yeah, that's it. It's surprising how much sound, that'll be your sound or my sound, whoever's writing, is in the actual technique, not the actual sound that they use. You could use, be aiming, as you said, listening. Say you're listening to inspiration, you're aiming for them. But then because you use a different technique, as you said, it just sort of starts to fall back to how you're sort of right in the first place.
Exactly right. It was funny this week.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It was funny this week, right? When I started making stuff on Monday, I sent it to a couple of friends of mine. One of them's just it needs more grit. So I was trying to get him to say grit 10,000 times. I kept putting my phone on voice recorder. I'm like, what are you saying? Grit? And he just kept writing back the word grit, it needs grit. And I'm like, how do I pronounce it? And he just kept writing it. I was like, fuck, no one's saying the word grit. So whatever I could do, I just could not get him to say the word grit.
Yeah.
So I was messaging all my mates, and one of my mates, Nathan's just like, you got to say it like this, grit. I was like, fantastic.
Yeah, you got
Took
it.
his voice.
Is that Marnell? I saw that. Is that Nathan Marnell?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, one of the boys.
Nathan Marnell.
Featuring. I saw that on the track because obviously put it in the folder last night, and I looked at it. I'm like, it says Nathan Mars. I'm like, is that Nate? Is that Nate Dogg? The big dog. The big dog's featured on the track. That's good. Man. So you know how you said you were you've tried a different style this week. Is that something you're gonna? Is that something you found helpful, aiming for a different style? It's gonna help you refine your actual sound that you want to do.
It helps you if you're lacking in a certain area, I guess. And yeah, different genres feature different things. I don't know, this was a bit heavier on drums as well, so I was able to work on my drums a bit more. I made my own ambient sound, so background kind of noise was the first time I did it myself.
Yeah.
Because you had more space, there was more timing, it was more open, so I got the pads out on operator.
Yep.
I was able to make it how I wanted to.
It
didn't take too long.
Like an atmospheric layer?
Yeah, like a dark atmospheric layer, background. So I was able to find stuff from other genres that I would like to use in my overall sound.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of working on them, which I wouldn't generally work on or have time to work on.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so it's good.
No, it's good. Well, I think that's it, man. All the best for week 4. And we're going to jump right into your track, which is Grit.
Grit.
By Peztek, featuring Big Dog, aka Nathan Marnes.
The Doctor Nathan Marnes out.
That's it. His debut appearance. All right, so this is called Grit by Peztek and Nathan Marnes, aka Big Dog, aka Nathan Marnes. Let's hit that shit. DJ, hit that shit. Oh, fuck. And that was Grit by Peztek. Fucking juicy stuff. I'm pretty sure that is the first time in my life I've heard anything under 138 BPM from Peztek. I'm gonna stop with the air horn, man. I'm killing myself here. Shit. Yeah, no, that was good stuff. Pretty juicy. It's more that housey sort of feel, as you were saying. The bass line's sounding nice and thick. I'm liking it. What else? It felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like I was playing like video game, but I was like, so there's a space station, right? And then I'm an aircraft on the space station. Like, I don't know if anyone played Star Fox. Was it Star Fox on Nintendo 64? What the fuck was that game called? Star something, I don't know. But I'm a spaceship. There's a spaceship. I'm on a little craft on the spaceship. They're sending me on a mission, but the track's playing when I'm like loading my aircraft with ammunition. I'm giving a little polish, a little spit and polish, and like, you know, the war's coming, but I'm not there yet. I'm just getting ready for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Interesting. Oh, fuck. It's going to be a long day. All right, next up. What do I need? I need a fucking drum roll. Which button was it? Yeah. Impact. All right, next up we got Whiteheart, the man himself, the man of melodies. We're going to jump into his interview now. Shabam! And we're here back again for week 4 with Whiteheart. We've come in to do our little interview, our little check-in to see how this week's track went. How do we go?
Yeah, pretty good. I kind of just wanted to smash it out, to be honest, again. Because you just wanted to get it done in a week. It's very, you need that much time to kind of get it done. But yeah, so pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, it's good to smash it out. I reckon it's good just to smash it out early, and you give yourself like 2 or 3 days just to fine tune things. Nothing's worse like you leave it to last minute and then you go in your car, you go check it, and you're like, fuck, that snare is fucking way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what style are we looking at this week?
I think it's Future House. I don't know. I kind of go with an idea and then it kind of just goes random. It just becomes something completely different. I think I even stuffed up the song this week because there was a sound I liked. You'll hear at the start of the song. It's like a weird flute kind of sound where it sounded good in the drop. And then I thought, I'll just chuck it at the start. And I put it in the start. Now I listen back to it. I don't like it that much. It's just like it sounds really weird and like it's not meant to be there. And I didn't put the volume down properly, I guess, because that's the whole thing with the 1 week. You got to try to finish it in a week, so a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I don't know. It was Future House, I think, is the style.
Future House, yeah. You seem to be writing a few with that sort of vibe. Is that your particular sound you're going to try and aim for in the future, or?
I think so, but then in saying that, I wanted to make like a very chilled, chilled and relaxing. But yeah, that's the kind of, I like the Future House sound for some reason, those weird, swingy kind of melodies and the chords and very happy kind of vibe. It's almost like a hard style type version, but in happy.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. That's all right. So the track is called No Sugar, I think you handed it in. Is that right? No Sugar. So that's what we're going to be listening to this week. Future House sort of feels. Can't wait to hear it. See what you put out. I'll be listening to it pretty much straight after this, which is now, I guess. Unless you got anything more to add.
Not really, man. I'm wrecked. Waking up early this morning.
It's pretty early for me as well. As I said, yeah, it's fucking. What time is it? 10:30. For most people, are like 10:30. That's just sleeping. I'm like, not for me, mate. I wake up in the PM. This is early days.
Yeah.
But all right. So this is No Sugar by Whiteheart, and we're gonna play that shit for you right now. Shabam. All right, and we're back, and this is No Sugar by the man himself, Whiteheart. DJ, play that shit. You heard it. All right, so that was No Sugar by White Heart. Always digging his melodies. I love that shit. I always got a soft spot for melodies. You got melodies. I love melodic stuff. It's way to my heart. You know what I mean? Yeah, some juicy stuff. I loved how grindy the build up was. You're like, fuck, it's gonna drop hard, and then it's still a hard drop, but it's a feel good hard drop, like that future house sort of feels. Love a bit of future house. That seems to be quite popular at the moment. The future house stuff. I didn't think it was gonna come to Melbourne, but yeah, I'm starting to hear more and more of it, to be honest. What else? All right, someone hit me with the drum roll. I'm a bit out of it this week. All right, I'm gonna level with you. I'm not bringing my A game with the commentary because my head's all about these effects at the moment. So I'm just trying to figure out where I can slap this shit in. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Practice makes perfect. Hit it with the impact. Matt Maestro, the one and only Matt Maestro, DJ. I think he's just a producer, but it just sounds good to say DJ. Khaled. Nah, Matt Maestro. So we got his track. We're going to jump into his interview. Now, shabam! And we're in week 4 with Matt Maestro. Long awaited because we missed him last week in the Demolisher week. I think he got demolished. And this week, I told the boys this week we called this week the silencer because none of us said anything. Like we were all ghosts this week. I didn't post anything. Usually me and Pez are posting a fair bit of shit and tagging everyone in it, but everyone was just quiet. I think we were all stunned from the lockdown.
I'm getting pretty quiet myself, man, because I don't know, just bouncing like Instagram stories and stuff like that, like trying to balance the family, the new puppy, and all that sort of thing.
That's it.
And every spare minute I get is in the studio on FL. So
Yeah.
because it's just getting like more pressure. Like as the weeks go on, it's like, all right, idea, bang, first week, spit it out, easy done.
Yeah.
Second week, all right, follow up. But then it's like, all right, now you got to start coming up with some more things. But it's good, man. It's healthy doing challenge.
Yeah, it's good. We'll all be better for it at the end of 6 weeks, I reckon.
100%.
We'll be feeling the benefits. It's like when you start taking a multivitamin, you don't really notice, and then fucking maybe a year later you realise your skin's a bit better than everyone else. Yeah. So how do we go this week? What do we got? You got the track called Carbon this week.
Carbon, yes, Carbon. Yeah. Just another minimal banger, man. So
hitting the minimal this week.
Yeah, it's, like I said, kind of going old school one week and new sort of rap beat the next. So yeah, this week is just like everything I put into this, man. Some like old school sounding synths, something you'd hear probably back in like the bubble days. So It's got like a few elements of like a trancey sort of synth, but all Melbourne minimal style bass line kick, all that sort of goodness. You know what I mean? So
fuck yeah.
Yeah, happy as with the outcome. Very happy.
All the good stuff. Did you find, because you did minimal first, then you did a hip hop sort of one, a trap beat, and then took a week off, and now you're back on the minimal. Are you finding like from your first week to this week, is there anything that you're going, fuck yeah, I'm really going to shift and try this out, different to the first minimal beat you wrote in the first week?
Yeah. So the first one I actually used for my running synth for the main sort of melody that I had. Wouldn't even call it a melody. It was actually it was a free orchestral plugin that I used, and it was like R's. It was like 3 layers of like so I was like layering the R's, and then I went down like 2 octaves and pitched it down and shit to like tune it in, and it came out as like that, and I'm like, it kind of sounds synthy the way I've put the filters on the R's of the voices. So I'm like, all right, I'll just run with this. I won't even layer anything else on top of those voices and just run with it. But this week I kind of I went like old school. I went like 3 different like openings of Nexus and like got rid of everything and like mixed 2 and 3 of each sound and like
put 3 layers of different sounds of Nexus into a thing to make one synth for like the main one, and then I made another one out of like 2 mixed together, and then another one underneath of just like a little pluck every like third kick or something with like another 2 or 3 layers of Nexus. So there's like 12 layers of Nexus just running on this one. So I thought I'd just synth it out completely and see how it sounds. And it turned out pretty good, man. It all meshed together like really good. So I was happy as.
Yeah, I've had a little sneaky peeky, so yeah, it's looking pretty torch. You're getting some good like 3D atmospheres going on. Like I can hear like especially the start with the percussion on it, like you can hear like it smack on either side.
Yep.
And you're getting like nice pan. You're getting a nice 3 dimensions. Because I was telling you, Pez, I have like I can get like left and right. I can get like that way, like sounding good, like a width. But to get depth, I'm struggling to get it. Like once I start compressing everything, it starts to just sound like it's on a piece of paper. Not very. I don't know how to get that.
A lot of stereo imaging. So splitting it, stereo splitting it, and then panning the actual root notes themselves left and right. So, so it kind of gives a bit more space.
You've got the what do you call it? It's stereo imaging. Usually it's got the square and there's different ways of viewing it. So there might be like I don't know the polar viewing, or there's all these different types of ways. And my favorite one to view is the one where it's like sort of like it's like a spot and it just like sort of like explodes like into a galaxy and then sucks back in and it just keeps going, forms different shapes and shit. I always stare at that thing and I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to be looking for. But I'm just like, yeah, that looks good, man. It looks like a fucking juicy atmosphere.
If it's like the particle's going that way, you're doing it right. Because I guess Sen is mono, so
that's like, I don't know what I'm looking for. As long as it doesn't go red, I'm like, oh, if there's no red, I reckon we're good. But apart from that, every now and then I'll look at it and I'm like, fuck yeah, that looks good. And then I like have to check myself. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't even know what I'm doing that shit.
It makes a big difference. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's 100%.
Yes, White Hart was saying he had the same problem too with getting like once we start compressing it to try and get that loudness out of it, we start to lose a bit of that depth, the depth in the actual track. So that's definitely something we'll fucking be looking into later. So what else? Any challenges? Anything that fucked you up this week?
No, not really, man. I had a little bit extra time to work on this one because I had like the week off last week, so kind of spent a lot of time on like the automation and the fine tuning details. So there's a lot of like what I would consider if I could answer the question of what my signature kind of sound would be in a track. I noticed that I do like a lot of reverb tricks. So if I have like a synth hit and then it hits, it's not just spaced out like the decay's cut. It's like I literally like delay it and have it sweep up after like another kick or two. So you hear like the synth go and it will just like a couple of like seconds after.
Yeah, sweeps in later.
Yeah, I like just messing around with like little, those echoey effects just to give it a kind of little hint of darkness at the same time. So it kind of has that sort of eerie feel to it.
Yeah, both your track, like even though you're writing, like I've listened to both your styles, like you can tell it's a Matt Maestro track, but just from even though they're two separate genres, you sort of so there is something that is Matt Maestro within those tracks,
that's good, man, because that's hard for me to hear.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
because it's like we'll probably feel like we're writing something completely different, but to an outside ear, do
certain styles and ways of doing things and everything counts. But hey, like even the way you put your effects in certain orders and everything too.
Yeah, it all adds up. I was telling the other boy, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Pez or Tarek, one in the interview because I did the interviews this morning. I was saying that like a lot of your sound is like more like almost not in the sort of the synth, but almost the techniques or the racks that you run them through, like whether it be how you like. Say with Tarek, like White Hart is the groove pulls that he uses to get like that swing on sort of his beats where I haven't really fucked with that. So I've like my sound doesn't even go anywhere near getting that sort of swing. When I hear that swing, I think of his sort of beats. But even like the way, like maybe what compressors you use or how heavily you compress certain things, how you layer, because he layers a lot of stuff like you said you were doing, and I tend to do in the background as well. A fair bit of layering, trying to get
compressors sound different too, and reverbs. You get like old school sounding reverbs and compressors.
Well, yeah, there's so many different out there. I think Valhalla is probably the best reverb I've come across.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that one?
What's it called?
Valhalla. That's the
Valhalla.
brand.
Yeah.
But their reverbs are tough. Man.
Yeah.
There's like clean as shit and just fucking just crispy, like juicy.
Yeah, straight out of the Viking days, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So
man.
I think that's it for this week. We'll fucking wrap this one up, and we're gonna jump in straight to your track, Matt Maestro. This track's called Carbon. It's a banger. I'll put the socials during the track now, so it's not on the side anymore. All right, so we're back here, and we're gonna jump straight into it. This track is called Carbon by the man himself, Matt Maestro, and you know what to do. DJ, play that shit. There you go, now I'm getting the hang of it. Oh yeah. That was Carbon by Maestro. I had all the socials up, so whilst the songs are playing, obviously all the socials are up. So if you got a particular guy or all of them or whoever you want, whoever you like, make sure you go and check them out on their SoundClouds or their Facebook. Go give them a bit of support if you're liking their stuff. Just on a side note, I understand there's a lot of fucking crazy shit happening in 2020 and everyone's got something to say. And I just wanted to say, I'm aware it's happening, but the best way for me to get through this is to pretend it's not happening. So that's why I do this shit. I'm just distracting myself and hopefully distracting a few other people whilst we just float through this fucking disaster of a fucking year. We're just gonna cruise straight through and hopefully it sorts itself out. Do what you're supposed to do, wear your mask, all that bullshit, and that's all I gotta say on that shit. I don't want to hear about it again on this fucking show. This show's about music. I don't want to get all crazy. Shit. All right. So that was the end of week 4. Oh yeah, let me just say a little bit about Maths Track before I fucking go. I'm going to edit this bit. I'm going to slap it in before the last bit. So that was Match Track Carbon. And yeah, it was juicy. It was fat. It was plump. Just like a nice, plum. A nice juicy plum. Yeah. Let's do this shit. That's the end of week 4 of the Lockdown Challenge. I really got to get a hold of these. Like, just excuse me this week. I'm just excited because it's the first time I get to do this shit. All right, let's take this week out with an air siren. See you later. Shabbat.